The wreck of the Quest, the final vessel helmed by famous explorer Sir Ernest Shackleton, has been found in the waters off Labrador. So, the Quest was discovered 5 days into an expedition. It was found about 400 meters off the coast. With us this morning is John Geiger, the expedition leader and the CEO of the Royal Canadian Geographical Society. I couldn't be more excited to talk to you about that.
Thanks so much. It's great being here.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is pretty incredible. So Ernest Shackleton was famous for his expeditions, as we know, to Antarctica. He died on board the Quest, so that ship, in 1922. He had a heart attack. He was, 47 years old. But the ship itself survived another 40 years, going down in 1962 after it struck ice. So I have to ask you, why was this expedition to find the Quest so important?
Well, as you mentioned, it is the final ship for Sir Ernest Shackleton, the most important polar explorer. And it was his final expedition. He had originally intended to lead a Canadian Arctic expedition with this vessel. So it was really an Arctic ship. It was designed for Arctic waters. And that was thwarted at the last minute in 1921 by the then Canadian government of Arthur Meehan. The Prime Minister sort of vetoed that expedition. So Shackleton was left with no choice really than to go back to Antarctica, the continent he knew so well. And then, as you said also, he died on Quest. So, you know, really that moment, his death on this ship, marked the end of the so-called heroic age of polar exploration. After that, planes were introduced, mechanical devices were introduced in research. So it really changed the whole picture. So this marked the really end of the heroic age.
You found the ship. You found the Quest.
Yes.
How did you do that?
Well, we worked for months trying to establish where it would be located. We had some coordinates, but we didn't know how those coordinates were taken, whether they're celestial observations or whether there are other technologies they were using. So it was complicated, and we created a search box about 24 nautical miles square. So it was a big area we needed to cover. We then broke that up into sections, which was the highest probability zone. We had some problems early in the expedition. Our equipment malfunctioned. Basic things like the hydraulic winch malfunctioned. That meant we could not deploy our sonar and get it back, which held us back for a couple of days. So it was getting very kind of nerve-wracking. We finally got the sonar in the water, and we're surveying for about 17 hours. Again, I was starting to despair, wondered why I was doing this, whether we'd be able to find it, and then suddenly there it was.
So, and what do you see? Like, how do you know you found something?
You can't miss it. The seabed of the Labrador Sea is actually very smooth. There are very few interesting features. So, we were just staring at this featureless seabed for, as I say, 17 hours, and I really nothing to look at. I mean, occasionally there's a stone, that kind of thing, and then all of a sudden, at the top of the picture, as the sonar flows over it, you start to see an image emerge, and it was very obviously a shipwreck. What
were you thinking in that moment and feeling?
Well,
and is this the image here?
Yes, that's the image, and I was just I first said, "What's that?" and then it became very obvious that was a shipwreck. And I said, "That's it," and we all, there were about 3 others in the room, in the lab when it came onto the screen, and we all jumped up and were glued to the monitor. Others then started to flow into the room, and a celebration and tale. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, what a moment. What condition is the ship in?
The ship is actually in excellent condition. It's sitting on its keel. It's intact. I sort of had this concern that it might be badly broken up, not even recognizably a ship, but it's actually in very good shape. You can see the hull is intact. The masts are down, are off the ship, unsurprising. But it's very much as it would have been in its final hours. We have images just of the Quest as it was sinking, and it's in very similar condition.
So now what? What's the plan?
So the next phase is to go back to the site to try to get an ROV down. That way we can actually take photographs, videos, and get much more detailed imagery of the Quest.
A lot of hard work. What a great team you guys must have. Thanks so much for being here, John.
Thank you.
Thanks for sharing the story.
Appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.